Hey guys, it's Gameplay and welcome back to a little bit of a FIFA 16 information video. Now you're probably thinking, I've seen loads of these, why is this one any different? Well, I've played the beta, I've currently got the beta up at the moment. Obviously I can't show you any pictures or videos or anything of it, but I can speak about it a little bit and try not say anything I'm not allowed to say, but obviously try and give you a bit more information on things that have been briefly explained. So basically I'll be talking about the beta, and then I'll be talking about the career mode and Ultimate Team as well, new features for those things. But I've actually got the beta for Ultimate Team rather than career mode, which is kind of good. I was hoping a little bit for career mode, but there's kind of more things to try out on Ultimate Team. One main thing actually to try out is Fut Draft, or Fut Draft, however you want to say it. And that is a big game mode this year. That will be definitely the thing everyone will play. I'll be surprised if seasons get played that much, to be honest, although it depends how much you have to pay for the entries, because to actually enter the Fut Draft, basically you've got to pay for it. I think it's $7.5 grand, I'm not too sure how much exactly, I think it's about that, or you can pay 300 FIFA points, or I think you can get them in packs as well, as like a little thing you can get. So that's pretty good, although on the beta we were given 5 entries that you could pay 50 coins for, but it won't be 50 coins, it'll be a lot more than that. I'm pretty sure I've seen on the beta it's 7,500, but obviously the things on the beta are subject to change. It's the same with the gameplay. Now moving on to the gameplay, a bit disappointed, I think, is probably what I would say about the gameplay. It feels a lot more like PES, which is very strange. The gameplay, I played the PES demo, as you might have seen in my video the previous day, and it actually feels quite a lot like PES in-game. In terms of the speed and the fluidity of the game, it does feel a lot similar to PES. Now, whether you will like that, I don't know, but it is a little bit difficult to get used to. I can't go too much into like the different things within the gameplay, because obviously we're not really allowed to, but yeah, I will say that the speed of the game is a little bit slower. You won't be sprinting through with Dumbia anytime soon. People do seem to have a similar sort of speed, which you could see that as a bit of a good thing, or you could see it as a bad thing, because there's not really that much difference in the pace. But I won't go too much into that. I'll explain something else which has been mentioned. Now, if you do follow Bateson87 on Twitter, then you will probably see that he's been on about these tag packs quite a bit, and everyone's been kind of like, oh, what are you on about? Originally I thought, before I'd seen the beta, that tag packs were maybe like, it stood for tag team packs, and maybe you and your friend opened a pack or something like that, and you kind of shared the content, so it randomly got assigned to you. But it's not that, it's nothing as exciting as that. It's still a very good little feature to have in the game, but basically tag packs are when you can select multiple items within a pack that you open, and you can then assign them to one specific place. So if I opened a pack and got 3 players, then I could tag each of the 3 players and send them all to my club, or send them all to my transfer list. It's basically selecting multiple items. That's all it is. The reason why I know I can say that is because Futhead have actually got that on the blog. It's like the very last line, I think, of that blog that they did. So I'm allowed to say that because that is already out there, I believe. But yeah, basically with Fut Draft, you get rewards. If the rewards are exactly the same as on the beta, which I'm not too sure they will be, they might just be kind to us at the moment with it being the beta. But if the rewards stay the same, that's going to be really good. I mean, they are tradable, to clear that up as well, the players that you get, because you get packs in these rewards. So if you win one game, I think it's something like a bronze and a silver and a gold pack, or something like that anyway. And I think even within the bronze pack you can get gold players. It's something along those lines, and you can actually trade those players. I've had quite a few decent cards in there. It's not as bad as you might think it is. I think I had got Bonnie and Montoya in one pack. They both were rare players. Whether they will be obviously in the full game, we don't really know yet, but they are fairly decent packs, actually, the ones you do get as rewards, so it's very good. I think I've only got on a 2-game winning streak, and then I think I got beaten at that point, so that means I've not got any further than that. So I've got to the 2 rewards, but I've not got to the 3rd. I think there's a 4th one as well, so I'm not too sure what they are yet. But yeah, basically what you do is when you play Fut Draft, you first of all choose a formation, and you have like a selection. I think it's 5 formations that you can choose from. Most of them are 4 at the back. Generally you might get one that's 3 at the back, or one that's 5 at the back. You probably won't get both. And you then choose a captain, they tend to be like really high rated cards, so you've probably seen from the footage that's been out there, not of the beta but of the actual game, that you can get players like Messi, Ronaldo. I mean, I think the best player I've had is probably Ronaldo, although did I get... No, I don't think I did get Pele as my captain. I have got Pele twice, though, in Fut Draft, so I've only done it, I think, 4 or 5 times, and I've got Pele twice, Ronaldo twice, Suarez, Neymar. You get loads of different options. I think I've had the option to try and get 3 legends in my team, so they are really high-rated players, some of them, and on the other side of that, you do have some players that occasionally you might get a bronze player or a silver player, but you might only get one of those in your whole squad. So it is a very, very good game mode, something that people will play a lot. The rewards are very good, the players that you can use are very good as well, because sometimes like players might be extinct, so that you can actually use them on that game mode, which is really good. And yeah, you just basically pick a formation, pick your players, and then get on with the games, and it's quite good actually. I was a little bit disappointed with the gameplay, like I said, but other than that I thought it's a very good game anyway. So you can also actually, I don't know whether you might have heard about this on Twitter again, but the inform pictures might be changing depending on like the licensing for the images, but they might be changing when a player gets an inform. I think they've done it with Yaya Toure, it said on Twitter. But they won't be doing it with all players. I'm not a massive fan of that. I've seen the players that they have changed, and I don't think it looks as professional as just the usual inform cards. So that's something I hope they don't include in the actual game too often, because it doesn't look that good. Rather than having like the same pictures, they've gone and changed them to pictures of the player actually scoring in that game. But they won't be able to do that with all the cards, so it might not be a major issue, but it's something to look out for anyway. The final thing I wanted to say about Ultimate Team and the beta is the fact that you can actually search for special cards, as it's called, when you search for the players on the transfer market. So you've got bronze, silver, gold, and then it says special, and I think that's for searching for like informs and obviously special cards like man of the matches and things like that. So that's a very good little addition that people have been asking for ages, so that's really good to see in there. But also something I want to say about the gameplay is it's obviously not final. I mean, we're still coming up with suggestions as to how you could improve the gameplay, because obviously part of the beta testing we have to provide feedback, and obviously a lot of people have mentioned the gameplay, so it's not something I'm massively worried about for the full game, because it'll probably be changed slightly anyway, because obviously this is only the beta version, so the actual gameplay will probably be altered, and the way the style of play will probably change as well before the game comes out. So let's move on to career mode now. It's the last thing I want to speak about, and the new features that are coming to career mode, because obviously this is primarily a career mode channel. And basically there's, first of all, a really good thing I'm happy about is a pre-season tournament option, that you can now enter pre-season tournaments, and you basically have different options with different clubs. So you might be able to go to like Asia and do an Asia tournament or something like that, and you get money if you do win, or you get money for taking part. It actually makes pre-season games worthwhile playing or being a part of, so that's a really exciting thing that I'm happy to see in there, and just makes the game a bit more realistic, which is really good. And that's one thing I wanted to try out on the beta. Obviously I wasn't invited to the career mode one, it was just the Ultimate Team one, so sadly I didn't get to see that, but I'm sure many people will have, and it does sound really good. Next thing is player training. This is something a lot of people have been after for a while, and that's the ability to improve your players overall through training. Again, it sounds really good. There's been some screenshots released by EA on that one, and again, it seems a really good idea, the way of not having to buy as many players. You can actually improve players within the club, and it's a lot more realistic. I think there's an example in one screenshot of like Jordan Henderson, which is quite a good example of the way that Liverpool actually made him a better player. And the fact that we can now do that in the game as well, again helping the realism, which is a very good idea. And moving on to another thing, which is that apparently the global transfer network is changing slightly. The scout reports last longer for the players. I think they last 12 months rather than 3 months now. And also club transfer budgets will be altered slightly to make it more realistic. Apparently, from what Futhead was saying, is that basically they're going to analyse all the money that's been spent in the transfer windows the past few seasons and come up with some sort of transfer budget that realistically reflects what a club actually spends. So that's a very good idea, and also promoted teams do actually get a bit more money now as well from what I've seen, which is very good news. And you can now sign free agents any time of the year, which is also a very realistic addition. Hopefully though they actually add to the free agents, so I think I've seen on Twitter that that Joey Barton wasn't in the free agents on the beta or something like that, and apparently not many new players were, but hopefully they actually add those for the real game to make it more realistic, because obviously if it's just the exact same free agents, it's not really going to be much of a beneficial thing for us really, if we can't get players that are actually free agents like Joey Barton. So it might not be a thing that helps us particularly, but it might be just a good little thing if you are with a smaller club and you're struggling for players at a certain time of the year or something along those lines. But again, it helps to make career mode more realistic, which is very good news. That is pretty much everything I want to speak about. If you do have any questions about the base or ultimate team or anything like that, then I'll try and answer them in the comments. But that is it. If you did enjoy this and this was helpful, then please go hit the thumbs up button and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And yeah, I will be doing FIFA 16 career mode content when the game comes out at the end of September. I'll probably also be doing Ultimate Team by the looks of it as well, because it does seem a very good game mode this year with Fut Draft. So that is something I'm really excited about. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.